Hey yo, my fellow beings. There we go. Hope your day is well. Wonder who you are. See a slide. Is that slipping? Maybe. Slide right in, slide right out. All right. Well, good morning. I'm finally awake before 1 o'clock in the morning. Got my coffee in hand. I hope everyone is doing okay. I'm going to check this out really quick and see about this. Be back. I have to be sure of myself that this is going okay. And I spilled wax all over myself. It looks like a cum stain, see? Oh, funny. I shouldn't have said that. It's 2 in the morning for that. Sorry. It's been a rough week for me. A lot of detachments going on. Let me turn this down. So, this is it. Attachments are leaving. I'm getting better. And there's video there. There we go. All right. Where should I start? It hasn't been but 3 minutes yet, so I guess I should wait just in case there's others that want to hear this. I don't know, I don't know what you guys are even doing here, to be quite honest. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, just like you. Traveling the road, doing what it takes, listening very intently to what I'm told. It's not words, it's signs. Some people say numbers. Mine is more of like a no. Like I just know what to do. And I trust in that no. Completely. I always have since I was little. And I think that maybe all of us have who has woken. And I have a feeling that the later generation, and I hope to God that you can hear me. I'm going to try to speak up. I'm sorry. It's very hard. I'm very shy. This is my life, and it's on camera, and it's being recorded live. So bear with me. The generation nowadays, like I had to know, and I know that all the other walkers, travelers, angels, whatever you call them, I call them the travelers. I don't like taking titleship to something that I don't know for sure if I am or if I'm not. I like to think of myself as an angel in training, but I am at the very, very bottom of that, just like all of us here. We still have a lot to learn after this dimension and everything else, and I'm not sure what that entails or how that goes. Hey, good morning to you, Washington County News. Thank you so much for commenting. As I was saying, this is very hard to do in front of a camera, is to spill out your life, especially in something so spiritually attuned as this is, because this is very powerful stuff that we have. And I'm curious as to how the next generation is going to pick up on this, if there is going to be a next generation of wake-ups. There is going to be another 20 years. I mean, I'd like to think so, but I mean, for everyone's benefit. Hey, Brian, hope you're having a good morning. I am definitely putting myself in the always is awesome as today. See, I can't even say it. It's been a hard week, very hard week, to come to grasp on who you are and what you've been doing all your life. The pieces are coming together for my own. Hey, Max. And Brian, can't tell. Hang on. You're new. I haven't seen you, I don't think. Cantel. Hi, Brian. My name is Nanya. And good morning, Max. Glad to see you here. I'm just going to speak a little bit about what's been going on with myself, because I've been kind of gone. I've been gone in this life. I've been gone in this life. I've been gone in that life. It's been really hard going through attachments and detaching them, and coming to the realization of who you are and how you got there, and that you're a master manipulator in your own right, and you plan these things ahead of time before they're presented to you. It kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth, because you feel like going through these and not knowing the pieces to what you've been doing. Oh, well, thank you, Brian. I don't know if I'm all over live, but, you know, I try to be on here, and I'm just trying to be open as to this experience of whenever I first woke up. It happened like 3 days after that, where I just came up live. I wore a mask, and I came out, and now since then, since 60, 70 days ago, somewhere around in there, I don't like to look at time, because time is irrelevant at this point. We are in another way of living. Everything in this world is an attachment. And this is what I believe, this is where I've come to, and you come to a really unique live stream, because I haven't touched base on this stuff yet. This is real, because coming together with all those pieces and realizing, I know that the rest were real, but this is even more deeper. So this is how it came up. I got to thinking about things, and about just my life. You know, like, it wasn't like I was thinking it. It was more like visions, like just like the know, like I know that they are talking to me, my guides, and they tell me to do certain things, and I do them, and I have done them all my life. And it comes down to this point of feeling guilty for the things that you've done, because you're setting yourself up for this purpose. Hey, Johan, love you, baby doll. I'm just touching base on what I've been up to. Pieces came together, and I felt really guilty because I manipulated my whole life for this point. I know that you guys probably remember me saying, I hope that you can hear me okay. I'm trying to talk over the music and trying to talk up loud enough so you can hear. Let me know if you can't, and I'll speak up. I sometimes get low because this is personal, you know, this is hard. Good. So here I am, I'm thinking about all these pieces and coming to the realization that I put things in a specific way, at a specific time, at a specific way I felt, at a specific location even, in order to manipulate my life and bring it into this direction. Now I look back on it and I see things that if I would have just tweaked a little, things would have turned out a whole lot more differently for myself. And I'm sure you all feel that way, so I don't feel any special about this because I'm sure everyone feels this way. I just want to touch base on it because it is a catch-up. Ketchup? You want some ketchup? It is a catch-up on guilt. Like, what we do in order to manipulate can hurt people, could lead people on, could make people think that they're going to get something, you know, or whatever it may be. Anything that created this for you, I guess. I don't know what I was focused on. Thank you, Johan, and I hope you have a good day at your work. I'm trying to find employment myself. And that's my next step. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, this is my father's hat, and I thought I'd wear it today because I need him. He's brought me here. He has guided me along the way. This is a Vendora hat, top of the line. I love this hat, but whenever I leave here, I can't take it with me. It's everyone's hat, so I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. I might leave, I might not leave. I don't know. I don't know what to do, to be quite honest. I'm waiting. I'm in waiting. In light of this new information, I felt really lousy about myself with manipulation and how I could be such a person. Went through a good bout of that, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been up here. Who can be a positive thinker whenever they feel like poop? But then after a while of feeling the guilt, it took a lot. It took a whole lot of meditating, a whole lot of trying to set things aside, a whole lot of looking into it, a whole lot of remembrance, a whole lot of piecing it together, a whole lot of computer downloading, a whole lot of people coming into play. Thank you, Ascending. And just a lot had to happen in that week in order for this to happen. Tim's been there helping me out very much so along the way. It's been very hard. T-Light as well. And Damien has been talking to me on Discord, helping me through this, saying things from their guides to lead me, because sometimes you get in a position that it's hard to hear anymore. Because if you get in a depressive state or you get negative, it can block you from the connection, and you need other people there. And this is why I say we need to connect on a further level than chat, because you can feel these things and get these connections and utilize the way that they help in this. Their guides are there to help you too. And because of their help, I come to realize that I should not feel guilty. Because if I'm setting it up, I'm not setting it up for myself. I'm just a piece in this puzzle. Good piece in this puzzle. Because I do have, and I'm going to admit this to myself, I do have what he calls a light, and I am supposed to be here. And I am supposed to, Miss Dragon, thank you so much for your videos in the morning, the minute morning, the morning minute. It is so appreciated in the mornings, especially this week. And I forgot to mention you, and this is the reason why, is because you wasn't in the house yet. I do want to thank you because your light and your guides who you use help me along the way with your morning minutes. And this has been really difficult to come to terms with. That it's not about myself. It's not about anything that I'm manipulating. It's about getting there, getting to home, getting home the best way that you can, even if you have to manipulate, because it's not for yourself. It's for the greater, the whole. We are one. And if I'm doing this for all, then I'm doing it for all who I am negative towards, who think that it might be negative that I do these things to play my life in this way, to construct it, to create it the way that I want to create it so that I can get here, so that I can have my ceremony on my birthday just in time, so that everything can fall into place just in time, so that I am here and I am willing to spread my light. I have nothing to feel guilty about. You have nothing to feel guilty about. This is meant to happen. You created it. If you have anything to feel guilty about, think about who it actually is for. If you work for the light, if you are the light, and if you were supposed to be here in the light and spreading this light, then it is for the whole. It is not for yourself. Anything that comes along, I'm sure, it will piece together for you. And it will work for you in the long run. So don't have dismay. Don't have dishope. There is hope. It may be a long, long, long journey down this road still yet, but we will make it, by golly, one at a time. Even if it's one in every recycle, it's one. And it's going to be one and one and one until we collect us all. So don't lose hope. Don't lose energy. We have different positions in each aspect of this to relieve us from duties in one spot to duties in another spot to duties in another spot. And we just keep changing it up. That way we don't get wore out. I know the game now. Yes, Max, it is a long game. It's a very long game. And just for you who are new at it, it's a very long game. It's this whole lifetime plus the next, plus the next, plus the next, and a billion and a trillion more. We have so much more to collect. I'm looking out there, and I see dishope, dismay, negative everywhere. It's abundant, and there's a lot of lighters that are coming about, yes. And I do believe that we keep coming back, that we are here, we are there, we are everywhere working in different times. And I don't hate to say times, but different dimensions. And that's the best way to put it. But I'm not even sure if that's even the right word. See, because this language that we're on, this frequency, is a frequency. It's not words. It's more. Everything is like more. Your happiness, more. Your negative, more. Everything is more. And with this frequency that we have right now, it's just a taste of what's in the space of this, where we are at in this, where our beings are at in this. where our beings wind up in this each time. Trying to read comments as I go along, excuse me. Yes, we will make it better for the next generation. And I want to discuss the next generation here. Because there's the thing about the next generation that I'm noticing, and that's a shift in the bullshit. The bullshit. The bullshit, the bullshit, the bullshit. There is a rift in that. Coming to see that, I mean, but they're being wore down by the whole, um, I gotta work, I gotta make the money, I gotta live. But they start out with this really cocky attitude, almost like they know. According to Elizabeth April on my reading on Leaked Project, I don't like hanging around in this dimension. I'm always off astral traveling. I hear that, gal. I hear that. Oh, I hear that. You're probably doing it on your walks all the time before you took us along, where you had to concentrate on us. But then you're probably there too, astral traveling to us, I would imagine. Hey, David Ennis. Hey, good morning. We're just discussing the falls and that the stumbles, the attachments that we create. We create them in order to create our lives. And I was talking about manipulate the master manipulator. We are all in our own right, our master manipulators. We create our lives in the way that we want it to go. And I was talking about not feeling guilty about uh, those choices and the way we construct those things in order to get here. Because the most important thing is that we're here and that we've done it for the whole, not for ourselves. These manipulations that we do, these setups that we play in life where we feel like we're using people or we're using that or we're using this and we're we're doing things that are negative. It's all set up and designed that way at a specific time, at a specific place, in a specific way. Uh, we create it to get to this point. So don't feel dismay about anything that you've done. Think about, is it for yourself or is it really for the whole? Did it come into play in this creation that you made? I mean, that's the real question. Putting in the cell phone down is only thing stopping them. I don't think so. It's not putting down the cell phone. It's to stop working. Everyone as a whole just needs to stop working. Stop feeding into the negative machine. Take back the governments, take back the world. Go back into our own states, our own systems. I mean, that's really where it's at. I mean, we do need government, for little things, like our hometowns and security, like security, like we do need police officers, some kind of watchmen, to run the streets. That way, women like me don't get raped. Uh, we do need things, but there's just too much of it. There's too many spreads in our government. There's too many spreads in the other people's governments. Africa is gone. They don't spread that uh, because of all this. Because it's not the cell phones. It's really not the cell phones because you can avoid that frequency. If you're up the light, you can avoid it. I've avoided it since I got the cell phone. I was on the BlackBerry. I was on the Singular Wireless. I worked at Singular Wireless a long time ago. It's really not. The cell phones do keep you involved in it, but it's your own to come out of it. It's in your own. You create your own world. You come out at a specific time, Brian. Think about it. It doesn't matter what frequency you're using. Love always trumps. And if you have the love or if you have the negative, you're going to either go with or go there to the other, to the negative. I mean, it's either or. There's only two choices. So it's not really the cell phones. It's the system. It's they have us, and they're right. If we stop having babies, there's number one right there. Stop having babies, because that's where it's at. You know, if you're spreading, if you're spreading the soul into another being, then you're spreading the virus. So this is a virus, and that's what I'm taking it as. This life is a virus, and it comes with attachments. And I love you, Mama. And this is a very emotional one, and I know it has to be for you, um, because it involves you, and this is what I'm talking about. You know, you come to do things and come to be who you are, and whenever you come into this, you detach from all that, and it's hard to detach from things that you love. And believe me, I love my family. I love my husband. But, 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 there's always that but. There's always the difficulty of whenever you're detaching from these things, of disowning yourself along the process of that. To me, this is, and I know that there's people who disagree. I know that, and I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying what I feel today and how hard it's been, uh, especially this week, because there's been things that came up, um, and those are these things, the detachments, and what I've done in order to get here, the pulling away from in order not to attach myself again, because it is hard dealing with love and in this life and love of the angelic life, because it's a different kind of love. It goes beyond yourself. It goes beyond one person, the other person. It goes as a whole, and it is truly everything you do is for the whole in this, at least for myself, because I see myself um, adjusting my surroundings, like if just, I don't want to get too personal, but it's like things that you do in life, things that people you meet, uh, everything that you go to church, what churches, who you pick as parents. I mean, it goes down to the very, very core of this angelic love. To me, it does. Because I finally come to realize that truly, 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 hmm, I am not from here. I'm not supposed to be here. That this is my opportunity to get the hell out. And if I have to come back to wake up sooner and to not have to uh, manipulate in a negative way of things, to be smarter at this so that I can get here a lot quicker, or to know more things, or to be me, to be absolutely me. And that is the very best way that I could come up with it. But And I realize that Max is saying that some people are a virus, but we are the cure, and I believe that, Max. I really do believe that. Uh, and we are the cure, but the thing of it is that what I feel like, what I'm seeing, is that we're gaining and we're losing, we're gaining and we're losing, and it feels weary because we are the cure. You're right. You know, we do put light into others, and if they don't wake up in time again, and we do have an impact on those people, and I do believe that because we are a cure, we are a light. Those of us who are woke up, we are a beacon in this. I do believe that people who aren't woke have light as well that they ride on. You know, I have had light my whole life without being woke up, so I believe that as well. And I don't want to, mess up and say something wrong here where somebody thinks that I don't think anyone has light, because I think everyone really has light. It's either negative light or positive light. Everyone has light, and the negative spreads whenever we live our day to day feeling guilty, like those attachments that I attached myself to, the guilty feelings. That is an attachment to a negative, and it does mess you up. It does mess you up, and it brings you back. And as you see, I wasn't up live for the past week because of it. You know, so that's negative. So you're negative with the negative, and I just try. I just want to try to be a better person here and to share what I'm going through and what I'm seeing, because it may help someone see that they are the master manipulator, that they can make it that difference that Max is talking about and be the cure to someone, and stop blaming yourself for things. It's not for you to decide on what you should do. Just let it go and let them handle it. It will come. Meditate, contemplate, learn new things that you're being told to learn. It comes in a structure. You created it. After all, you know what to study. You created it. Have trust, have faith in yourself, have faith in the whole, because we all know what each other is doing down to the T. We just don't know right now, but we know in our core. That's why we're so able to read each other so well, to feel connected, to be this way. And let me read some of these. I used my cell to record my morning minutes. Gremlin. So I heard my first one, so I had to re-upload. Oh man. According to the ancient teaching, 49 days after conception, a soul can decide to either enter a new baby or not. This does not take from you any in any way. The soul of a baby is completely separate. I don't know. I don't know. I guess that will come to me as time goes, Max, like it came to you. And I do believe that people have different realities in this. I mean, after all, it's our own creation, so we all have our own take on it. I don't know. I just get that feeling like each of our lives are personal, touched just to ourselves. I don't know. I don't know. I believe heaven on earth is possible, and we can rise the next 1,000 generations in an enlightened way. Yeah, it's true. I had to reread it. He's saying, I believe heaven on earth is possible, and we can rise the next 10,000, the next 1,000 generations in an enlightened way, soon as a construct of psychology, your spirit is always pure. It's the body that sins because that sins because we live in these systems, but we can change it. sin. And Thor, good morning, Thor. My masculine Thor, the love guru. I always like all these names of you guys. They sound so sexy sometimes, you know. Much love to you, Thor. Um, so let's talk the next generation and what I think about that, because this is interesting. Because I took another look at some of this stuff, and I'm looking at, it's like they have this cocky attitude, and they don't, and it's cool because they don't want to, um, they want to work, but they want to work doing what they want to do. And they don't want to go to school for it. And they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. They don't want to deal with all the BS. They don't want to pay taxes. Much love to everyone here. but they are something else. They're spoiled rotten according to uh, Time magazine and blah blah blah. They are in their own right. But I think that that's what it takes. I think that if we live another 20 years, the next generation is going to be smarter than all of us. I mean, in this, I don't know. I just have that feeling because they are just such a unique brand. I mean, they're living in technology. They're living in a time that this information is accessible tremendously to them, and you know that they're coming across me, you know, and they're like, but I probably have an effect, and sometimes they're probably like all stoned and probably watching, just because, it's something to watch. You never know. And yeah, I was just thinking that how cool these 20-year-olds are. I mean, they like, what if it's not spoiledness? What if it's just coming into your own right of being able to be here without hassle? uh, I think that's what we came here for, was to experiment. Now I'm learning about alchemy, and it seems like we came here to experiment with our emotions, and we needed these bodies in order to do so. And someone took advantage of that naiveness in us, because we are naive in this own right. Like, we tried this, and then somebody had came across something more, something, I don't know, but I just got to get the feeling like that's a it seems right. It seems to fit. Like, if I was a being of another realm, and if I was in a creator, if I was in a creation of a universe, like of a space, like a dark space, like, it's all hidden from this world. You can't see it from here. You can never see it from these bodies. You can never see it from the negative. If you have negative, you'll never see it. But if you have pure love for your one, you created the secret world, and no one can find it. It's outside of this universe organism, this being of an organism, this universe. And these planets are organisms within themselves functioning. Mars, dead. Moon, transmitter. Pluto, a little kidney stone maybe, I don't know. But all these things are like organs, and these planets are like organs. And what if we're, in this whole galaxy and the whole universe, of all these planets, what if it's one, uh, like, functioning being, and it's a pumping, and we're there working our butts off for this system that we came into, because we were experimenting, because we're creators, right? We love to create. And here we're in this dark, what do they call that in space? The dark matter, or the dark space, and beyond the universe, where they can't even get to. There's no way to even get to it from here at this point. see. My daughter watches cat videos. Yeah. Yes, Nanya, that's exactly it. We are God or all experiencing. Yeah. So we're these creators, right? And we're up there and we're creating this world for ourselves. You know, our universes within our own universes, our own worlds, our own, like um, places to be. You know, so we're up there and we're doing that, and we get all curious because we want emotion. We want to feel emotion because we can't feel it physically. We get curious, right? This is the way I'm feeling that it happened. We get curious, and all of a sudden, we have this idea. We all, as a whole, have this idea. Hey, let's create bodies and see if let's create something. Hey, Henry, Henry, we create these bodies to feel this because we're creators, we're masters. We know every aspect there is, right? But we forget one detail. We're naive in the fact of negative has a response in this world, in these bodies. So we keep creating these worlds in order to function in them because we're attached now, because now the virus, the negative virus has spread, holding us here, keeping us from being these master creators um, in our own universe, in our own rights. So now we're here functioning and doing this for someone else. So this is somebody else's universe that we're functioning in, that we're helping create. This is BS. And I'm telling you, if you have any doubt in this, I think that you are nuts. I really think that you are nuts. You are the freaks. You are the fools. If you don't believe that there is something more. Um, I always say that I feel something more, but this is beyond crazy. I mean, there's things that are happening that are power, magic. It's not supposed to be displayed for all to see. You just have it in your own right. Um, I've been showing it here and there, psychic abilities. I can't really videotape astral projection, but I have been with others astral projecting who are of this, and other people will say, well, no, that's not proof. Well, it's proof to me. And I am telling you that you all need to wake up and realize that this is not real, that this is somebody else's creation that we're working on, and this is not supposed to be this way. The negative is a virus, and whenever we live in the negative, it traps us further here. Whenever we attach ourselves to beings, it's an attachment here. Whenever you have babies, it's an attachment here. You're bringing more back to suffer in this. We all just need to stop having babies and leave it up there. Just leave it all up there and let them whirl this organ all on their own, because they can't. It will crumble. The ties will break. All the ties will break, and we'll be free. This is just what I'm seeing out of all this. So you take it however way you want to take it, and I'll take it whatever way I want to take it. But I tell you what bounces off, what you say bounces off of me and sticks back to you, babe. And that's all there is from Nanya today. There is a little bit more. I do have a lot to work on, but let me get to these comments and I'll go into that and to go into those details here. Let me read some of these because it's hard to talk and answer comments at the same time, especially whenever you're dealing with something so personal, because you don't want to talk about everything. You want to kind of, you don't want to put people in, you don't want to call people out. You don't want to do anything to hurt anyone. So I kind of watch what I say to give you some clue as to what I'm talking about, to let you in as far as I can let you in. Because that's my goal, is to let people in as far as I can let them in here, to see what it's like from another person's aspect of going through this. That way you have something to compare yours to. And I watch those videos all the time of people waking up and what they're experiencing, and it does help. It does help with making you feel normal. And thank you, Brian. Thank you for liking my hat. It's not mine, no, it's my daddy's, and it's all in the family, you know. It's everyone's. Stay here. Max, you know I will stay here with you and fight. Just wanted to make sure I touch base. I have a feeling I'm the first wave of the light workers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Miss Dragon. I wish I could say, and I don't think that anybody can say, because it is within your own. Only you can say what it is that you are. Really, I don't think that anybody else can tell you who you are. You come within it as you put the pieces together. Lots of meditation, lots of connecting with others. I would love to talk to you on the phone, Miss Dragon, and connect further with everyone here. Uh, and I know it's hard for people, you know, but we don't have to look at each other. I would just love to speak, to get that voice, and to just, I don't know, you know, because I can look on YouTube and look at one of your videos with one of your pictures on it and just hear your voice and get further connected. That's more knowledge for me within a handshake of saying, hey, this is shared information. This is not nothing that you're not wanting to give up. It's just a handshake, really. And whenever you're doing things like this, I'm beyond the chat now. Chat does nothing for me anymore. Uh, I'm all into the the handshake of souls, of meeting and greeting, because you really get a lot there. There's a lot of information that you come across, and there's been a lot since I talked to T Light just last night. I think it was last night. I can't even remember anymore. My goodness, it's been a lot. We will make a better for a generation. Back with my cereal, Lucky Charm. Oh, Brian, your trip. I'm putting the cell phone down, and Brian's cell phone again, cell phone. Uh, Drew, I was making a joke to Max. Oh, okay. Uh, one of 3 days of no spending money would destroy the control. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Even one day would help in this situation, but I think permanently. I think going back to trading and bartering myself, you know, having a community and opening up your own shops, defying the system, you know, not shutting down. Let them come in and let them shut down. Everyone needs to be involved. The army, everyone. And one day, that day will come where everyone has that choice to make. And I hope that everyone chooses to fall in with us, because we will be the winners in this in the long run. We will be. And I know that. That's for sure. That's something that's in there. It's engraved, and it's so true. We will win. It's just going to take time to win it. But when do you want to wake up? That's the question. When do you want to stop doing this life of working and working and working and working for a machine that does nothing for you? Nothing for you. Oh, yeah, it gets you the fancy cars and it gets you the fancy house, but what do you feel? Do you feel powerful? I don't think so. Not like I do right now. Because I can just come to you and meet you in one handshake and know exactly who you are. Deep down, I can know things about you that I would need to know if I wanted to date you. In my own right, I have that right to interfere and to bounce in and see who you are. So, if you can do that, and if you can travel from one plane to another, and if you can levitate, or feel like you can levitate, or if you can know what's in an envelope from 1,000 miles away, then you come talk to me about power. And I'll tell you if you have it or not. Because if you don't have those things and you don't have power, you just have money. And where is money getting you? Back in that system of working for someone else again. So don't ever think that you're smarter than me just because I feel this way, because I think this way. It is not that way to me. I'm smart because I don't want to work for a system that is not my own. I don't want to work for a creation that is not my own. I am not the fool. I have been. I have been that fool. And I hope to gosh that I wake up sooner the next time around in this. I need to get back to these comments. I keep saying I'm going to read them and I keep going. Just keep going. But apparently someone needed to hear that out there. Planetary Protector, hey, how are you? I've been hoping to see you, to talk to you. I've seen that you sent me a link to something, but I'm so busy it probably wouldn't help me right now. I've got so many things planned for myself here. If you believe in as above, so below, then the same system will be repeated in your next emanation, unless you change the system here. Exactly. So we all need to work together and change the system. Oh, thank you, Brian. That's cool. Thank you for the flowers. That's nice. I've heard in the beginning we decided to do this thing called reality. Everybody cheered it, and it was great. But soon after, some other people decided they would get in on this and take control. That's what I feel. That is what I feel. And I'm glad somebody else feels that way. Because it's hard to know if you're right about things, but it's in your own right, on what you create and how it is, and you know, you know, deep down. Sugar's in the house, Sugar! Yeah, and I talked to Sugar too in her wisdom. Yeah, I'm sorry. uh, and that's probably the reason why I didn't mention you yet, is because you were coming in the house. See how you set everything, you create everything. And Sugar, I was just telling everyone that and I don't know if you're going to rewatch this, but this may be a good one to rewatch. I'll tell you. Because I've come to some discoveries of blocks and attachments that may help you out. I'm not sure. It may not. But I know it will help someone out. Uh, yeah, me too, Sugar. I've had a rough week myself of getting there and where I need to be. And I hope things are coming together for you. I'm getting ready to try to make them come together for myself here. Um, and the process, as we speak, I'm praying for you. Things will work out. Stay strong. Oh, it will work out, Brian. I made sure it will work out. I just need to listen. I'm just hoping that I figure things out sooner than later. That's the thing, is how much are you willing to know now? I'm ready to know. I'm ready to know everything. I just want to get on with it, and I just want to rip the Band-Aid off, really, and get this over with. Because this is very painful, and I guess I have to know the pain in order to feel the pain, in order to go through it. Uh, but no praying here. I don't need prayers. I don't need prayers. I just need your knowledge. That's all I need. There's no prayers. Don't you understand? That all we have is meditation and connection. That's the prayer. Prayer is just a shortening of that. They tainted that word. They did. They tainted that word. That's one of those negative words. Because who are you praying to, Brian? Who are you praying to? Are you praying to God? And I hate to bring God into this, but it is truth. I mean, it is the damn truth. They created this God in order to trap us here. I mean, it's another attachment. Just like babies are another attachment. Oh, well, have a family. Have abundance of family. Be fruitful and multiply. What is that? To feed the system even more? I mean, I know a lot of people are screaming at me, you don't know faith and you don't know this. Yeah, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I am very familiar with it. I've lived with positive my whole life and tried to find God my whole life. 40 years of experience of this, of positive, and living in the positive and knowing, deep down knowing what is real and what is not real. That's experience. If you have it your whole life, then you have experience. And I've had it my whole life. So I am an experience of positive, very experienced. I am a master at it. I am the master. And I know positive words and I know negative words. And I know words that they create attachments. It seems like, I don't know. Well, what I say is really in prayer is to pray to yourself. Pray to yourself because you are of Him. And that's who it is us. And it's that simple. Everything in kindergarten is so easy, isn't it? So easy in kindergarten. Everything is just so easy. It's yourself. Pray to yourself because you have that connection with the whole, with the divine, with everything. That's everything is the whole. There is no one person in this. There's no one being. It's a whole. That's what I've come to understand about this, is that it is just a whole. And that's all there is a whole unit of us. And if there is a creator, then we're created from Him. So, if we pray to us, then we'll be fine, right? Not worship us, just pray within us. Because if there's a connection, then that just goes right through. And if you pray, I think, in that fashion, then you're talking to yourself, which is connected into the higher realm, and that's a connection right there. And then you have a true connection to the Divine One, and that comes back to you. As far as to what I'm doing, should I stay or should I go? Not sure, but you should put 30 minutes aside every day to worship yourself. And no, I didn't say worship yourself. No way. No way. I don't worship myself. I just pray to myself, like meditation. That's my prayer. That's my connection. I put it out there for them to have, for myself to have. I put it out there for everyone to see, and I let it go. And I ask for an answer, and it comes back. That's the way. I didn't say nothing about worshiping myself. I would never ever worship myself. I knew. Sorry, Alfred. I didn't mean to put you on a spot there, but I never worship anyone. There is no worshiping anyone, I don't think. It's just all in a matter of connection. You don't worship things. It's just there. It's there. It's a connection that you have. There's nothing to thank, really. You just want to have a connection and a way to communicate with the whole, with the divine. I don't know. I don't want to get involved in the technicalities to it because I don't. It's a hard subject to have to talk about because people believe in their God. They believe in worship and they believe in prayer, and I believe in a totally different thing, and I know I'm right about it. So I'm going to just shut up and not inhibit your faith, not inhibit your process in this, because to each his own. You have created your own, and that's that. um, as far as to what I'm doing, um, a connection through love. Yeah, a connection through love. Judy calls, gotta go. Have a good day. Back at you, sugar. Love you, Brian, and mwah, have fun, be safe, and all that you do. Remember that. I do not you. I did not you. My opinion, not yours. Is that okay? Yes, that's definitely okay. Yeah, that's your, and I don't want to inhibit your opinion, so I'm just gonna, because I believe in something else. Um, just like June believes in, I believe in God, the Father Almighty, the Creator in heaven and earth. I don't believe that. So because in this, as workers, as light workers, we're not supposed to inhibit other people's ways to be. Uh, huh, Max, the word worship actually used to mean work-ship, the work and toils for the fake gods who enslaved us. Interesting. And I believe that because these words that we say that I think are tainted always comes out this way. I don't know it, but I know it. I don't know it, but I know it. And that's where it's at. I know it. And I lived my whole life knowing that. Knowing what the N word meant. I've heard it all around my neighborhood. Hey nigga, how you doing, nigga? Be my nigga. But me, I knew what the word meant. What it actually meant. And part of that was because I looked it up. And I felt out the people around me, the ways around me, the culture around me, the people around me, on how they felt about that word. I don't really like that word. I think it can be a negative word, depending on how you use it. Um, but I do believe in joking, um, because in this reality of mine, I live in misery. And of course, misery loves company, and we are a diverse culture here, and we're all mixed mutts in this life. And a lot of people take us as racist, especially a blonde, white-headed girl. Whenever she's joking about cockroaches and how we all live together, how the Mexicans all live together, and like roaches in one house, like 10 or 15 of them, or calling myself a dago, and I'm gonna give my son a dago smack. Uh, you know, it's just the way here in misery we are, because we're of mixed cultures, and we joke about it because we do think it's bullshit that, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't cuss, but we do think it's bullpucky that that a lot of these cultures are considered a bad thing, like, or that just one person does one thing, like the black people, they only eat watermelon, uh, or Mexicans always live in a house with 10 people, or, you know, we like to joke about it because we don't think that way, and we just think it's hilarious that other people think that way. And a lot of us here in Missouri think that, and especially in St. Louis. Um, so a lot of people outside of that realm would think that we're racist in our own right, but we're not. We're just thinking that way. I know quite a bit about the history of our language. It's messed up. Yeah, it is messed up. I don't know anything about it, but I read it, and I stumble over words, and those words that I stumble over are the ones that are tainted and that I don't like to say. I try to use another word and wrap myself around it now that I know what's going on. Before, I just tried to pronounce it and try to get through it. But now I'm realizing that it's, yeah, haha, we so didn't vibrate properly, all good. No, we're good, Alfred. No, you stay and enjoy. I mean, this is all about the process of waking up and my process only, you know. This is my process. I'm not saying that anything I say, and sometimes, you know, things like this, talking like this, I may seem like I know what I'm doing and that I'm a teacher in this, but I am not, you know. It just comes out that way sometimes because I'm trying to help and you know I'm trying to spill out my own thing and sometimes I talk in a way that I might say words that lead up to a fact that I know what the hell I'm doing and that this is it, you know, this is the way it is. But what I'm forgetting to say is that this is the way it is in my creation. And I'm going to have to start saying that a little bit more, I think. Well, Junebug, you know, that's in your own right, and hopefully you read what you're praying to, because part of praying and part of learning is learning it, not being told that that's the way it is, not going to church and expecting a priest to teach it for you. You should get in that book and get and dig it into it in yourself. There's a great place called Bible Hub. It's an application that you can get on your phone. You can read it in the original Greek and Hebrew versions and find out some of the lies. Now, it takes alchemy, magic, in order to see the rest of the lies. It's very hard. Stuff that Grandma was doing. To be able to see the lies that are in that Bible, the full lies, all of it. But there's a lot that's to be displayed between the original Greek and Hebrew version compared to the King James version and any other version today, that is, any other version today of the Bible. You can see, obviously, you can see the blatant lies. Like I told you, go to Jeff Daugherty. He's a good place to teach you how to go about with learning the Bible on your own. He was a minister at one time, and he brought up this great YouTube channel to help with us. It's called The Basics. Uh, then he has you to create yourself. It's a platform to help you create this for yourself. This style and this way of thinking, because it does shatter your world to know what you're reading is not what you were reading and is not what you learned, is not the God that you thought it was. I mean, there's something to being lied to that shakes everything, your whole faith system. And that's the reason why I went back to the beginning, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is because I had to go back. There was no going forward in that Bible anymore for me because it was all lies. And I'm not going to sit here and study something that is packed full of lies. Now, the Tibetan Book of the Dead that I had was made in 1978, which was before the time of a big change that happened, that I feel that happened within the censoring of things. And so some of that, not all of it, you know, there's still lies in that, you know, I know that, but some of it is not true, but I believe in a lot of it. I mean, because it resonates, it feels like that's where it's at. Um, but I highly suggest that, you know, that you go to Jeff Daugherty and go to the basics and get yourself the Bible Hub app on the phone so you can verify what he's talking about. And you'll see the blatant lies that are before you. Don't believe him 100%. Believe in yourself. Do your own freaking work on this, because you are opening yourself to something that you have no idea who you're praying to. Anyone who prays needs to verify that that's the person that they're praying to. Because what if it's not? What if it is not? What if what I did whenever I was oppressed by that being was that being? Because let me tell you, that being was a minion. He was a minion, a close minion to that person that enslaved us. Very close. And whenever I stopped praying to a God, I didn't stop praying. I just didn't say names anymore. When I stopped praying to that God and just started praying, that's whenever everything stopped as far as the demon world went in my life. It tapered off. You know, I had to have time to taper off, but it did stop. Um, I think that there's something to that, don't you? I mean, if you believe me at all in what I'm saying, that I was damn near possessed, there was writing on my arm, the feeling in the room got really dense, and I knew something bad was there. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe, hardly. Everything inside me was crushing. Um, and it was like that as I walked around after it wrote on my arm. I was like that for months until things happened for someone to pull me out of it. And whenever I stopped praying to that God and I just started praying, and this wasn't by thought, this just naturally happened. It's something that just naturally happened. And I must have been trained to do this or something. This must have woke me up. I don't know. This experience with this being, this minion, this high being minion, must have woke me up because next thing I know, I'm not praying to God anymore. I'm just praying, and everything has ceased as far as the demonic world goes. I always wondered why that was, and now I know the answer to that. And see, this is where all the pieces fit in to play, to know that the pieces are there and that it does fit and that it is true. Um, as far as to comments are concerned, we have Max here. I know quite a bit about the history of our language. Oh yeah, it's messed up. Culture is a construct propagated by those with money, just like nationalism. Alfred, we are consistently learning and hearing different perspectives. Is important to me, so please express yourself. Yes, please express yourself, Alfred. You too, June. Um, that's what this is all about. Is for your own. I mean, if you're positive, you're in the right place, and I believe in everybody's faith here. But I'm just asking you to look into it. You know, make sure for your own benefit that these ways that you live are your own and not somebody else's. Because I found myself living in somebody else's, and my life has never been as complete as it is now. I may not have my family behind me at this point, or anyone behind me in this house or anywhere. And I know that you love me, Mom, and I know that you're behind me, but you're not in ways you're not. Um, because I created it that way. And I know that now. You know, I know I created a rift, a tear between us, but it needed to be there, and it still needs to be there for a little while until I figure things out. I need to figure myself out here, figure out how to work this. And that's my next step is to figure out how to work it, to function in a normal life, to try and get back out there in the real world of things and try to be to people and try not to be so demanding of my space, because in this you're an empath. In this I'm an empath, and this energy is so raw and so powerful that there could be somebody walking down the street or hurt across the street or down the street, and I would know before it even happens, because I can feel those emotions highly. And to go to work and work like that is it's going to be very difficult. I don't want to be in a mode where I'm getting a message, and let me tell you, going into a trance is not fun in public because you just and you fall. You know, you look drunk. You look. I can't go to work that way. You know, I can't be a liability to somebody if my knees buckle. I don't know what to do. Um, to be honest with you, I really don't know what to do. I'm stuck in a situation. Uh, maybe I can make something, do something. I don't know. But that's where I'm at this moment, is I don't know what to do next. So I need to keep asking what to do and let it play out, I guess, is my thought on it. I know I've been saying that, but you have to get there. You think that you're there, and you never really are. There's more, and there's always going to be more and more and more. But this is a hard part, because this is your starting point. This is, or at least this is my starting point. So it is very difficult. Arguments can be avoided in chat by qualifying your statement with "I read, I heard, I think," etc. No, it's okay if you're demanding about it. We all understand that you have your faith, and that's the understanding part about it. And that's what this channel is about, is the understanding part about it. Is the I hope that you don't take an offense whenever I come out with I know, you know, I know that this is the way it is, because I have to be that way, because this is my creation, and I have to believe it in myself, just like you have to believe in your creation and who you worship and who you are. But so I truly believe in standing for your own, because it's your creation. You know it, or at least you should know it. And if you don't stand up for that, then you don't have the courage to go look at it any further, to see if you're right or see if you're wrong about it. So I think that it's great that you voice and construe and project your opinions here. I think that that's very important. I am at work. I pop in and I can say, and I when I can, not supposed to be on the phone, or 3 days off with no pay for planetary. You don't have to be here. We'll be up tonight, and he's gonna start early tonight too. Tim is, because last night we were supposed to go out, but there was some stuff that had to deal with, and um, I had dealt with, and I didn't really feel like going up last night, so it was my bad. And he didn't want to go up all by himself, so he wanted me there, and I don't blame him, because we're two peas in a pot here trying to do a show, and he feels awkward being in front of the camera and stuff without me there, because you know it's Tim. It's Tim. That's Tim all the way. So he'll be up tonight, Planetary, if you wanted to come by there, and hopefully things work out. Hopefully this isn't buffering, and hopefully he's not going to be buffering, and things work out, plenty all right. I'm still trying to work on the computer issue. Woo, buddy, that's a big one. I'm gonna have to get a whole new, like, I can't use Windows 97, and that's where it's at. There's a driver issue that's causing some kind of sound problem. Unless I would yell like this out loud where everybody in the house can hear me, nobody can hear me. It's kind of hard. So I'm going to try to do this, because there's some problems that are coming up with OBS as well. So I'm just trying to work my way around this, and maybe I can do it on my internet here, and run it through that. Whenever my hubby's not using the PlayStation, I could, do a show or something, which is about the time that goes up. So that might work out if I can just get the OBS working, and we'll work on that today to see if I can't do it from my own internet, since my internet's better than his, and maybe we can work it that way instead. But we'll try, and it might be here on the show. So be paying attention, in other words, on both channels here. And we'll see if, he'll put up a video on his as well to show, or a post to show, to be here tonight. We'll let you know. Have to go. Henry needs a bath. Love you. See you tonight. Love you too, Mama, and I'll see you. And I hope I didn't hurt you none, because this is kind of hard. This is a hard one to bring up. And I do love you. Don't think I don't love you. It's just that I have to do what I have to do. It's for the whole. It's not just for myself. It's for everyone. It's for you, it's for Henry, it's for Pockets. And don't think that I have abandoned people. I just got to do this. I have to, because we're running out of time in this lifetime, and I gotta wake up. I gave you so much of my life. I gave you 40 years of my life, of the best part of me. Let me have this. This is what I need to be able to do in order to come back in this next life smarter. I need to learn all this stuff. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. A lot. There's astrology, uh, symbols that grandmother was dealing in, writings, and there's all kinds of stuff. And I just need to find myself in this and figure out how to function. Because as you see, I'm not a good functioner in the real world right now. So bear with me, Mama. I love you. Have fun. Be safe there and all that you do. Do. Henry! Tell her, Henry! You tell her! I can figure out obs on the map. Well, see, that's the thing, is that I think that we fuck up whenever we bring us here. Oh, darn it. I won't get into it now. And I probably won't ever get into it. This will probably be the only place with you I'll get into it. It's whenever you come to hear me. Because I think that that's the place for you and me at this point. You know, we try to talk in front of each other and we just can't. You know, we get too involved, we get too attached. And yeah, we love each other a lot, you know. And that does get in the way of this, very much so, because love is an attachment in this life. That's the emotions that we wanted to experiment with. But unfortunately, the negative came along and ruined that and that's what I believe. So it's been hard for me to come to terms with everything, and I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. Well, I would prefer to stay up there now that I know what I know. But I came back on purpose in my own right so I could save others. But, you know, it's just like a vicious circle. Until we get them all, until we get you, until we get everyone involved, you know, in this wake up, in these powers, in these magic, in this magic, things will go on the way that they're supposed to go on. And that's in the creation of the beyond. That's not in this life. That has nothing to do with these bodies and these attachments. It's bigger. It's bigger. Way bigger. Way, way, way bigger. So I need to figure out what I'm doing. I looked into positive speaking, and you have to know some things, so that's out of the question for now until I figure that out. It takes a while to come into looked in dispensaries, and apparently, yeah, I'm the same as old Tim over there, you know, where they legalized it medically, but as far as bringing it out here, um, not until 2020. So that's just for them to create this attachment even further, to make you, to put you even further in the machine. Um, so I love you too, Mama. Have fun, Henry. And I'm spitting all over everything. But let me just tilt my hat to you, Henry. um, and I just don't know what to do. I really don't. You know, I'm at a point to where I figured some things out, but now I'm just still thinking. You know, it's a big learning process. But we're going to. Me and Tim, we were talking about expanding, you know, Discord and making it bigger. And I have a lot of things that I'm looking to get rid of, and everybody has a lot of things that they're looking to get rid of. What better place to do it than a store and barter, like trade and barter? As long as you're picking up the bill to ship it, and to get it and receive it. So we have that on the mind. But we got a lot of work first because we got a lot of work within ourselves. I got a lot of work in this channel. I got a lot of work on Discord that I was supposed to get to this week. And I did try. I did get 3 days done of filing over there. So I did do some. But, I could have spent more time. But with everything that's been going on, realizations and stuff, and trying to meditate often, very often. My whole existence this week pretty much has been meditation. Um, Anytime I come out, I eat, and it's basically more meditation of watching people on, you know, of sorting, and I like to do several things at one time. So whenever I sort the Discord, I watch videos, and that's further into meditation. Goodbye, Mama. I'll see you later on. I love you too. Before people get to the point of where you are, Nunya, there is always a process of learning and becoming angry. And the more you learn, the less angry you get. Yes. And that's my whole point of coming up today, was coming to that realization of, crying because I was thinking I manipulated this and for my own benefit to bring me here, and coming to the negative terms of that, and how that's an attachment of its own, because you're told that family is everything and that this is everything and blah, blah, blah. And now you feel this way, and now you want to detach, and now you want to, I don't know, you just feel bad for the negative that you spread with creating this for yourself. But in the long run, I was trying to manipulate to save the whole so that I can come out. And that's just the way I see it now. And I just thought that that would help someone out there who's going through this. It may not mean anything to anyone out there who's not learning it, but it may mean the world to somebody who is experiencing this like I did. And to be quite honest with you, I think I learned that from someone who I communicated with. Um, Not really learned it, but it's more of like a no. Like, you bring out the knowledge within yourself whenever you connect with someone. It's kind of like another piece that's added to you, another person that's there with you, that's walking with you, and you know it now. You're confirmed because you have this verification of a face, of a voice, uh, a personality, of the whole person, and you're connecting with that one person, and the connection gets stronger with each and every level that you're going, like the chat and the meditations and all that. And, I might come up with a powwow later, because it's only 11 o'clock right now. I might come up with a powwow and a group meditation again. I may dance this time because I think that movement ought to be involved. I don't know what I'm going to do. It depends on how I feel and what I'm being told, really. I would really like to dance. That is a good expression of the way I feel about everything in you and this whole thing. Um, but if that's not the way it's supposed to be, and if it's just supposed to be a sit down group meditation, then that's the way uh, it's got to be. Ego is what gets angry. Yeah, I have an online ego. Sister. Miss Dragon, you are so right. Ego does get you angry, and I don't really know what the word ego is, but I imagine that it is selfish, and it's all about you. But I come to realize that this isn't, like, the whole time I wasn't thinking. I may have been thinking about myself, egoish, but now I guess not so much, because I'm seeing what I've been doing, like different places, different times, and if I would have changed any of those things, I would be in a different aspect right now. Especially on quite a few things, I'd be on the other side. I would be on the other side because I am extreme. It's either or, either or, either or, either positive or negative. And I would hate to live in that negative because that's not who I grew up to be. And I think that's why I've been setting it up this entire time, and why I made sure to set it up the way I did, even though it hurts other people, because you gotta work with it. There's no way around the negative, really. There really is no way around the negative whenever you're trying to create something for yourself in this life and the people around you and who comes across your path. Um, at least with me, this is what I'm experiencing, and I hope that this helps someone out there to realize that it's not about you, it's about the whole. So don't feel like you're selfish and that you've done this and that you're a horrible person because you put somebody there, or you put something there, or you done something to put you in this spot right here right now, doing drugs, whatever you done. It wasn't a selfless act. It was for the whole. And hopefully, whenever you hear this, you'll explore that within yourself and you'll come to realize that that is what it was. And you'll know it by exploring, by meditating. You will know that for your own. Like, don't sit here and take my word for it. I don't want you to, because what if it is selfish? Then you have to explore that within yourself to find out that within yourself. But it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of meditation hours need to be put in order to piece things together, because you need information, a lot of connections within others, a lot of astro, a lot of remote, a lot of everything needs to come in, this realization of this. So just know that I could be right if you're not there yet and you feel the need to blame yourself and think that you're a horrible person. Don't. It could be for a greater purpose. Hold on to that feeling of trying not to do it again. Hold on to it, but know that you don't have to feel guilty. Lies is what's used to make us angry. Exactly. The lies of, yes. But I'm talking about those lies coming in to play into people around you and you utilizing your own way to utilize that to get to where you need. I don't know how else to explain it, but that, and it does seem like a master manipulator who's evil and who's mean and who's selfish. But I'm here. I'm back at work because I've realized this. I'm back now. I'm back on this channel. I'm going to do a video probably every day, I would imagine at this point. Talk about something, do something, powwows, romper rooms, just a lot of things I'm going to come back with on this. This is, I think I'm going to call this something, I don't know what. I thought of a name last night and then I forgot, and I woke up this morning and I knew I needed to get up here to explain these things to everyone because I've been gone. Even while I'm there, I've been gone, really. Because, this takes a lot of thought to connect with them, to connect with you while you're in chat, on the phone. Just a lot of hours, meditation hours involved, and a lot of thinking, and a lot of feeling, and a lot of analyzing about everything. And I don't know. You just know by looking at it, because all the pieces just come together. all the everything that you said, everything that you did, all the placements that you put yourself in, and it just falls together. And you'll see it, as it comes together there, and just know that you're not alone, and that in feeling this way, that don't buy into their lies. Just go with what you feel about it. If you feel that it's not that if you have a need, a drive to do something, then do it, because it will get you somewhere. I just hope that it's not negative that you're dabbling in, because the dabbling in negative, it does taint you, and you do get attachments from that, whether you believe so or not. Um, so that's really all I wanted to come up here and talk about. If anyone else has anything to add to that, I'll be more than willing to read it. If you said it earlier, I'm sorry if I missed it and I passed over it. I try to look at them all. It's just kind of hard to talk and to keep your train of thought and to keep where you're at, and how you're constructing your words and what you're talking about, because you don't want to go into detail on live. I'd love to get personal with people, but it is the internet after all. This is forever in this world. I'm not afraid of this world, but I don't want to make somebody feel funny about me too much. Because I mean, some of the things that I think and some of the things that I feel, and it's pretty out there, and I can make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Um, Negative lowers vibration, leaving us susceptible to disease. Yes, ma'am, and that is the truth. That is such the whole truth. Because if they can make you sick while you're negative, well, guess what they can do? Bring you back, and then you didn't learn anything except for what you learned before you even woke up. And that's where you learn it, is whenever you wake up, man. You learn a lot of things whenever you wake up. Because you come into a lot of yourself and your own, and then it expands from there, is what I'm taking it as. And I haven't even learned what I learned before this. So I'm not even near where I was before this. So I got a lot of learning to do this time, and then I need to amp that up a little bit more for next time. And that's where it's at, baby. Uh, so I need to get myself in order, because I need to pay rent. I need to buy my own things, and I hate to say it, but money is where it's at. And maybe I'll start making something, and doing, this whole store idea that we have for Discord of trading and bartering. Maybe we can turn it into a real store for people to actually make money, with their abilities, not not with not the way you think, but let's just say that I get better at astrology, and I read the stars at this point, and I do a general reading, for people. I do the months of, or I do daily readings for people. But let's just say someone wants a thorough reading of themselves. I should be able to charge for that, because it's in my time, and I'm giving away for free some knowledge that I have for the whole in general. But whenever one person wants, that, then I should be able to get a couple of bucks, for my time. It's like a tip, If people are able to tip at a restaurant, then they're certainly able to tip, you know, someone who's trying to help, you know, in that aspect, especially with something so valuable. So, and that's not even food. That's not even me serving you food or a drink. And I see tips handed, like $50 tips sometimes. So I know that $4 or $5 isn't a lot. So that's what I I would do in order to make money if I were to utilize this power. But I don't think I want to. I think I want to make things instead, because that knowledge to me should be given for free, and I do want to be there to help. It just depends on how much I'm getting, how many people are wanting it, and I guess is what I'm saying, because it has to come out I have to support myself at least somewhat. It's not much rent I have to pay here. Um, it's not much, um, and I do want to get out there and work, but what can I do where I'm not falling, in public, or I'm not doing this in public? I mean, because that's where it's at, and that's what I'm scared of right there, is going into a place of employment and doing those things, because that's not a place that you should be doing that at. And I'm scared that that's going to happen because it happens quite often here. I'll just be standing there and all of a sudden I'll do this. And, it's wanting me to meditate right then and there. I had to sit down and meditate. There is no give or take about that. And the places I work are pretty lenient about that. Some of the places that I work are pretty lenient about stuff like that, to where I can just walk away and say I'll be right back. But, whenever you become a liability, you look like you become a liability, people tend not to want you around because you're going to cost them money. So that can be an issue. And I'm afraid of that. So that's where I'm kind of, you know, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do to make money? I come to that realization that there's nothing much I can do except for work for myself. Max Vision Remote Viewing, Thor says, lies make the loony until I realized it was the universe's way to separate myself from people not in my soul fam. Yeah. But see, you're not really separating from those people, you're just separating from those people's lives, not from their being. And you do want to stay in their lives and to spread this love, but at the same time, you have to live your own way and not let their way inhibit your way. And that's pretty hard whenever you live with someone else's negativity. So if someone else believes in a God, then you think that's negative, and somebody else doesn't believe in God, and that's negative. And you have all these, yeah, it is a double edged sword. Um, Money is a double edged sword, Thor, very much so. You don't know what to do about it. If I could just win the lottery, I would just love to win the lottery and have myself $1 million. I would buy a school and I would make a commune with a garden up on top of the roof. I would want to make a pool there. I would want to make a theater center, to learn, to do classes in. Uh, Gosh, there'd be so many. And then we have apartments together. We'd live together in one building. It wouldn't be a commune per se. It would just be a community of us. That would be so ideal for this. Is a community of us, because then we can help each other. And just only pay a certain amount each year. Whatever comes up, that needs fixing, someone will know how to do it, you know, and work very little. All of us just work very little, like maybe once or twice out of the week, or we can do something to make money for ourselves, for our community. Uh, just, I mean, that seems like such the ideal. And if I could just win the lottery, if I can predict those numbers, like just 10 minutes beforehand instead of right then, that would be so sweet. And yes, I'm putting it out there and I'm asking for it because you all would be the first I'd invite. Now, my family, they don't care about this stuff, so you would be the first I'd invite to come live with me there. And it would just be such a sweet place. People drop buckets and buckets. Nonprofit organizations is hard to set up, but no taxes. I wouldn't care about taxes. You would pay the taxes at the end of the year anyway. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with it. I would just want to live in my own little commune and have little money as I can, but still live with my family, and to be able to connect on a regular basis, to see people, to shake hands and hug, and oh, that would be so ideal. It's just to have a place where everybody's at and everybody's doing for the whole. it just seems like, and even if we did need money, we wouldn't need much, because we just need for repairs, because it would be paid for. If I won the lottery, it'd be paid for, like the building would be paid for, everything would be paid for, all that. The only thing that we would need is upkeep of it, and the taxes at the end of the year, which isn't much. It's probably like maybe $150 between each person. It's not bad. Gosh, you can make that up in one freaking day doing something, or 2 days if you're not doing hardly anything. But it would be ideal until we can function and make something, create something, that we could sell and utilize for the community as a whole, as into keeping this place. Now you would need your own money, of course, if you wanted to buy things, but the food would probably be taken care of if we grow our own things, and have our own chickens to lay eggs, and goats to make our own milk. If we had those things. Don't steal my idea, man. I had it first. Mine, Max says. Great minds think alike, Max. Maybe this is where we're going. Is this little commune? Because I've had dreams of it. I really did have dreams of it. I've had astral projection dreams of it. And other people too. And I don't want to say who else because it's their own business. You need to buy 3 cities for small towns. Yeah. I just posted this saying on Facebook. I give you 10, he gave you 20. You felt his was better because he gave more, but he had 200. I only had 10. Yeah, exactly. And that's the way I want to run this store on Discord, is by a donation basis, not a buying basis. Say like right now we're gonna start it off kind of small and just do like a bartering, like a trading thing. Like we have something and you have something, so let's trade. Um, then each person like does things for themselves. Like Tim, he has that stick, and I told him, well, you were learning things. Maybe we can share that learning process with these sticks, and then you can make, like burning the symbols on them, and like create like this symbol staff for people, and it says a specific thing, and you can let them know what it means, and then you give it to them, and if they have the money, or if they have something that they want to give, anything, then they just trade, for something that you need, like clothes, or food, or a gift card for food that somebody got for Christmas, and they want your staff more. That's what they want, is your staff, and you make them the staff, and it's kind of like that. And if you want to give to someone because you feel that the need is there, and that you'd rather give the money because the need is there, and then have like a gifting, like a donating thing where we can donate money instead, and and it goes by what you can afford, not by what we want, is that's not what we want. We don't want to take advantage. We don't want to have that double-edged sword strike us up the butt on this. We want to be lenient with the knowledge, but then at the same time, we need things. We need things to work with. You know, Tim needs clothes. I need a new system, apparently, because I can't do it off the computer. I can only use my phone. What if my phone goes out? Then I'm stuck. And it will go out because it is a cheap phone, and I've been using it quite often on Discord. I sit around in the calling room most days and just sit there and just let it on. Me and Tim, we talk a lot because I have limited people. You guys are pretty limited on talking, so me and Tim, we've been talking a lot. Trying to get through this together, and trying to decipher on what's good information, what's bad information, and trying to listen to what we're being told to study. And it's a big project. It's a big process, and trying to function doing Discord and bringing things up on Discord, and computers are a big issue. My winnings have gotten bigger, but I could use some energy help. I'll give you all the energy you want, Max, if you can make that happen. And I will come. I'll be right by your side. It's all yours. I give it to you. I have all the energy for you that you need. You tell me what I need to do to make it happen, and we'll make it happen. We can make it happen. I know that we can. Um, I'll come to your remote viewing, and we'll try that. Don't let me know when, but maybe it might work. The lottery and all, Max. I don't know. It's worth a shot, right? I don't think that you should tell anybody whenever you're doing it because you don't want to. You don't want you probably don't even want to know yourself. But go to your higher and ask and see about it because I think that that would be a way to go about it. If anything, would be remote viewing. So let me know when to be there on Wednesday because I've been trying to do my own things right now because this has been so difficult. But I can be there for that. Just tell me when. If I need to start, I'll just start coming. I'll just start coming to your readings and we'll play that. We'll play it like that. It could be this week. It could be next week. It could be next week or whenever um, you want to explore this option of being able to see those numbers so that we can accomplish what we need to accomplish here. Um, I don't think it's selfish at all. I think that we should use this power for that particular reason myself because it is for the whole. There's a lot of people that want to do this, Max. I know that there is. I feel it, and I've heard it from many of them. Um, had to stop in for a bit and sending much love and many blessings, beloved. You too, wisdom. You, we were talking about attachments and about negative aspects about yourself and how you master manipulate, and it does leave you feeling guilty that you used or that you created the situation to make a negative. But all in all, it's for the whole, and it's not being selfish. So that's what today's episode was about, and trying to figure out what I am going to do because I've been trancing a lot and astral painting a lot while in mid go, and I don't know what job will allow that to happen and to be that liability. Uh, I don't know how much of that they're going to tolerate. So I don't think they're going to tolerate much of that because it's an insurance liability. If somebody seems high or stoned or drunk or something, there's something wrong, they want you to go home. So yeah, I'm a liability issue, so it's kind of hard to even get in the game anymore. Um, so I'm trying to think of what I can do. And we were talking about later on, once everything starts writing down, of a plan that me and Tim have of utilizing Discord for a store, a trading store of some kind, to be able to uh, pass on things that we each of us have that each other needs. Um, so that's what we're thinking, and we don't know how we're going to go about it, but it's going to happen. We just got to get there. And Discord, I got to get Discord sorted out. I got to get Nunya's channel sorted out within the channels because those need to be sorted. And that's like 350 sorting people I have to look at. You know, I have to go into most of those stations, see what they're about. I know a lot of them. I know like 50 or 100 of them, but I don't know 300. So I'm going to have to go into each channel and see what it's about and then put it in the right category so that it's easier to find because I want this place to be up and running. I want the Discord to be up and running before I even think about a store because people are, if they do start waking up again, they're going to start waking up here pretty soon, I think. And I just want to make sure that the channel's ready for it, that we're all ready for it, you know, whenever it comes because they're going to want information. So please feel free to keep downloading your videos onto Discord. Every time you download, a video, you stream that, you do that, bring it over to Discord so that we can all utilize it. That's what it's there for. I want those in there, because I want the community stuff in there. I want people to see our community, not all the big time, I have a lot of those. I can get those at any time on YouTube. The community, those are what people want to see. It's people like you, people like me. They want to see us. They want to experience what we're experiencing, and they want guidance from that. So that's what I want to give them is how we are coming about this, how we are learning, because the way we're learning it is different from the other way everybody else learned it. You see what I'm saying? We have these here. I can heal through this. So it brings the healing to a different level. I can feel people through this machine. I could send things. I can do things with my hands, and yeah, it's pretty extraordinary. I've been so randomly. We all have to notify you. Okay, all right. Yeah, just post it up in Discord, man. Uh, Whenever you go out, just whenever you start your live stream, take a copy of that post and bring it over to Discord, and show us that you're going up live. That way a lot of us can get over there, because a lot of us is who you're looking for there. Because we all have it and we're all trying to get there. Let's help Max out. Let's go watch his show, because we need this money. We need to build this community. That would be ideal, is if we can come up with these numbers for this lottery. And I'm just going to say it, if we could cheat the lottery and come to this numbers and get these numbers right in this lottery, that would be the bee's knees. I would love to see you, Wisdom. I would love to see Soul work. I'd love to see Thor. I'd love to see Sugar. I love to just be with all you guys. I want to be with everyone, you know, that know about this, because that's where the knowledge lies, man. If you can get in a place where everybody knows one another and you're seeing each other every day, and yeah, we'll get on each other's nerves, but that's why we have our own rooms, and that's why you have outside, and that's why we're going to have a garden center and a swimming pool, and all that stuff is so that we can do that, so that we can actually live with one another's bull and actually do it. That would be so ideal for a lot of us who really just want to walk away and be with our own kind. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth of it. Because you learn the most whenever you meet somebody in person. I can't wait to meet people in person. T Light's supposed to be coming out my way. Oh, I want to meet her so bad. It's I want to hug her, and I just want to absorb all that love, because within that love comes knowledge of what's to be and what I'm experiencing and pieces that I'm missing, and I can't wait, because so many things are going to come together then, and things are just going to be a great learning process, and I hope to do that with all of you guys. But right now I'm without a vehicle. I have a truck, but it's not mine, it's his. And to be quite honest with you, I detach myself from all, and that's including him, and I just want to be able to do my own, buy my own vehicle, and that way I can go anywhere I want, or rent a vehicle and go anywhere I want, and not have any qualms about using somebody else's that aren't of this, that are going to think of me in a negative light, and I'd just rather not. So, bless you, Dragon. Your daily bread is nurturing the mind. Thanks. That's the second time I've been called Dragon. I wonder if I am a dragon. I don't think about the things, about those things. I just know things, and I just live it, and I try to keep living, and I really want to live in this. This is what I really want, is to live in this fully and wholeheartedly. But for now, Discord is the next best thing to that commune. Listen to me, that community. because that's such a negative word too in itself. Commune. It's, I don't know. There's something wrong with that. I don't know what it is. You're the wordsmith, Max. You tell me. But there's something wrong with that word that I don't like. I like community. Our community, our soul fam, and that's the best way I guess I can say it. But it's so much more than that. It's just so much more. It's a way of living. I want to live that way of living. Um, and that's just the way it is. It's the way of living that it has with us. So I've stuck around for 35 minutes longer than what I was supposed to, talking about nothing really. But I guess it must be something because I'm talking about it. So I'm coming to realize that I am the master manipulator and that I create all these things. And now I'm feeling like I need to get off and start my learning with the alchemy today and do some work in Discord, get back to it. Plan my show for this evening. Not sure what I'm going to do, but I think it's going to be meditation tonight because I think I want to take myself back there and meditate with all you because I think I need that. If you all don't mind that, and then Tim's going to go up later this evening, probably about 8 or 9, somewhere around then. 8 my time, 9 his time. Nunya, Flo, don't try too hard. It's a crazy realm. But don't beat yourself. It's quite simple. Just love and be loved. Yeah, I came to that realization. That's what the show was all about today. Was because I was beating myself up over being the master manipulator and creating these things and being negative towards other people in order to get here. But it's for the whole. So I'm not being selfish. I'm working as a team. There is no I in team. You do what you have to do in war to get yourself where you need to be. And that's what I come to realize. So I'm back. I just needed to go through that little spell in order to realize that. But I'm back. And I'm ready to go. So I'll be up later to do one of my powwows. And tomorrow will be the romper room. And we'll learn some things in alchemy. I'm going to learn some things today in alchemy. That way I can talk about them tomorrow. I might just go to the show. I might just do the show. And he's going to talk about, he's going to try to get the alchemy video up again tonight. Because that's very important that we keep up with that one. So he's going to do that one tonight. It's about an hour and something. I think about an hour and 50 minutes long. So be ready. We'll be going up probably at about 8 or 9. Just depending on how. I think he really wants to go up tonight. He said about 9. So 9 his time, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And that would be 6 Pacific. So we're going to start there, and then we'll probably just hang around for about an hour, and then we'll start the alchemy. That way, we're just not sure. It depends on how many people's in the house, really, and what we're being told. But I know the alchemy is going to be it, because we tried the last time, and it didn't work. And war paint on beating drums. Yeah, I've been beating a lot of drums on my meditation this week. This hat was my daddy's hat, so this is my war hat for figuring things out. This is my thinking cap. I'm in thinking mode of what I could do to make money, what I could do to be this person that lives in this life and that life. Now that I know what I know, now I need to come back to reality and work and function. So that's my purpose, is to work and function right now and to get where I need to be. And hopefully that's this commune, Max. So I'll be there Wednesday, and I'll try to predict numbers. I would love to predict numbers. I do it whenever the show is there and they're picking the numbers. I can do it right whenever it's being picked, but I can never do it before it's being picked. But maybe with this idea, maybe I can pick them. You never know. So you have the envelope, and I'll see what there is to see in that envelope of what the numbers are. Don't tell me when, and don't tell me what you're doing. Just do it, and I'll follow. Okay? And we'll try it. It never hurts to try. It's not a negative, because we're trying to do good work here. We're trying to live within ourselves and to be within ourselves here. So I don't think it's a bad thing myself to cheat like that. It's not cheating to me, it's using what I got, and that's my powers. So it's not cheating to me anymore. I mean, it is if I'm using it for myself. If I was being selfish with it and spent it all on me, me, me. But I'm not. I would want this to spread to everyone who feels like me and wants out of the negative and who wants to be in the positive at all times, with no one else negative around them, because it is hard to live and to function in a negative house of people who are negative and not feel that you're an empath. Of course, you're going to feel it. You eat it up. I eat it up every day. So I can't wait to get out there on my own and to do for myself. I don't like what I have to do to get there, but it's what I have to do. So that's where I'm at, and I just need to think of something that I can do that's going to get me there. And we will see. So join me for my ride. Thank you. I thank you. That resonated so highly. Wisdom has said, "You are multidimensional," and my woo. So we'll see what they have in store for me, and come along for my ride, and we'll see what they got. This is gonna be fun, and like I always say, buckle up, buckaroos. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Yeehaw! Have a wonderful day. Awesome is today. Always. Have fun. Be safe. In all that you do. I'm back.